Hey guys, Outdoor Enthusiast 88 here again. Going to do another review for you today, and today I'm actually going to do a modification to a Beretta 92FS magazine. This is a 30 rounder, and I'm actually going to modify it to fit into my Canik Elite SF or Canik SF Elite, and it's actually going to not only fit but function, because currently it does fit just fine. However, the actual magazine release does not work when it is fitted in there. And of course you can see where, and actually I'm gonna have to draw that again probably, but you can see how that actually fits in there. The button or the latch, the button's on the left side of the gun and the latch is on the right side of the gun. So what's gonna happen is that latch, which shows how perfectly lined up I am, that latch is actually going to have a pin drop right here. And what's going to happen is it's going to engage a new hole that I'm going to drill or saw, I haven't decided yet, right there. And it's going to be able to lock in place and use this magazine. Now, some of you might be wondering, why would you want to do that? Well, 30 round mags are useful because they are high capacity, but also Canik makes actually the magazines for the 15 rounders for the Canik Elite, the 18 rounders for the regular Canik TP9s, and that does work in the Elite as well. Just has a little bit of a hang in the bottom there. Locks in just fine. And they also make 20 rounders, but they have not made 30 rounders yet. And I have both guns, so why not? So it's an experiment, should work fine. It's just a matter of what you need to do it. So a couple options I've seen are actually you can go and use a chisel, just slowly chisel away at the metal here until you make a spot for it. You can see actually not really on that one, but you can see on this one, it is a small slit for the Beretta. And these Beretta mags do fit, kind of have an overhang. Now they're both 15 rounders, this as well as the regular Elite's normal capacity. They won't lock in. So you can see the Beretta mags are actually quite a bit longer for 15 round mags. It's just older technology for the magazines. And the shorter new Canik mags actually will fit in the 92FS, but will not work because you can see it's much farther down, too far to actually engage. So yeah, so they are different. They look the same, but the Beretta magazines, even though they don't drop it everywhere, they're both 15 rounds. So what we're gonna do is actually probably take a drill that's designed to go through steel and punch a hole in here and kind of see where it goes. So let's take a look. So before we dive into these, I want to show you my fun little contraption here. So actually I built a kind of a mobile vise unit right now. We actually recently moved and I have not had a chance to build a workbench. Now this is going to work great for our purpose. Obviously if you're torquing some AR barrel down or something like that, you cannot use this, but you know, I will get a workbench set up in the future. So what I need to do is actually going to go and wrap this up, put it in the vise, and we're going to take a drill. I did decide between a drill or a metal saw or a file, and I think we're just going to use a drill bit. One of the more reinforced stainless steel ones. I don't know much about the metal that is used with this, but this should work just fine. So we're going to actually go and wrap this up, a little piece of cloth so it doesn't get scratched up. And it's good to note, and I'll show you guys real quick, that the design, so here is a Beretta 92FS on the left and a Canik 15 rounder on the right. So what I did was when I actually marked it up here, you'll see that the Canik is a much larger hole compared to a little kind of a slit for the Beretta. So the Canik, what they did with this one is it's still probably about the same size as that. So it's actually like a peg that's going to go and engage into here to lock the magazine in place. And that peg, they made it a little bit larger hole to be run more reliably. So if there's dirt, debris, the magazine's gonna go in the mag well and hit the latch, no matter if it's wobbling from side to side, if there's debris in the hole there, there's a better chance. So that being said, we're probably gonna take a drill bit that's a little bit smaller than this hole, and I'm actually gonna go and drill at an angle and try to get a nice hole in there and see if that engages the latch. If it does, we'll just file it, clean it up nice, and you'll want to put some perma-blue on there, a little bit of dab on the edges that you kind of sheared up. So if that doesn't work, then we're going to take the file, do some serious work, and try to match that exact hole size. So before you actually go and put this in the vise, you are going to want to take it apart. So what you're going to want to do, take the bottom off right here. There's a little peg, actually I'll show you right there. Push it in. You can use a bullet tip if you want to from like an AR. I don't think I've ever actually taken this particular magazine apart. And these are very expensive mags, these 30 rounders. So you want to take your time if you can do any kind of modifications to them, because these Beretta mags are not very cheap. Kind of like the Glock 30 rounders, they can just get pretty expensive. Follower, there's a base plate. Nice and clean in there. All right, let's wrap it up. All right, so I dabbled around with the metal saw, with the drill bits, and nothing seemed to be a very quick and smooth way to do it. The saw was a little rough, the drill bits were not working at all really. So actually what I ended up doing was I actually went and picked up a Dremel, just a small, like I said in the beginning, a Dremel tool is probably the way to go for any kind of metal work like this. And I picked a Dremel up. It's a small little piece right here. You can see it still has a little bit of metal flakes on it, and this is good for and this is a high steel, high strength one meant for filing off metal pieces. You can do it for pretty much anything, wood, plastics, whatever, but it just goes on a normal drill like this. And what I did was actually, you can see the cloth held up pretty well. What I did actually was just kind of carve out a lot of that. You see it has a couple of misses there from when I first started using the Dremel, getting a good, so actually I started with the saw, cut a slit, then get the Dremel in that groove, and then just like, kind of just like this, just get it in that groove, start going up and down, filing, get in there, try to make it a good circle, make it the same shape as what the Canik mags were. So hold them side by side. So it's very close. In fact, I think I need to cut down a little farther down here. However, on testing, holds in. Obviously, I won't hold the slide back yet. So it does hold, but if you hear, you have to pull it back just a little bit, which means that you need to Dremel a little more farther down. Now the blue stuff here, the perma blue, will help clean up any kind of rough edges you have on here, so don't worry about that. Not clean up the rough edges, but help cover up any kind of scrapes you did on the magazine. So let's go and Dremel a little more down here and test it out. All right, so the tape is off, turned out pretty well. It's pretty close to where it needs to be. You can see I did cut a little bit too deep on one side. Probably wanna, it's not gonna affect it at all in any way, but you want to cut a little deep on the left side, which is kind of where it goes in, but it still already tests out just fine. You know, after sawing and drilling and using a Dremel, it's not my best work, but it's my first time trying this. If you guys have a Dremel tool, especially one of the ones with the saw, one of the side buzzers there that kind of cut in there, that's probably the way to go. And then get in there and really smooth it out nice, make a good circle. So, but it works just fine, still works in the Beretta. Locks back, no issues. And the Canik locks back, no issues on an empty mag. Now, something to note, these Beretta mags, oh, actually before I do that, I will show you, you don't have to wiggle it, just plops right in just fine. So the last little cut I did, kind of towards the bottom here, kind of widened it out. It's really, just because I cut it a little bit too high, so I cut it a little bit lower and it fits just fine. These Beretta mags are not designed, obviously, with this gun, so something to think about is the tops of these mags are a little bit different cuts, especially on the side area there, if you can see that. Just a little hair difference. So what they do is, the Canik mags slide right in just fine. The Beretta mag, and these are all the Berettas, stop at that pin unless you push the button just a little bit, and it locks in just fine now with that new cut. And that's for all the Beretta mags. Here's a 15 round Italian that came with the gun. Same thing. So, you know, it's kind of neat to have a 30 round mag. You just kind of have to play around a little bit, practice with it. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. Definitely go and look up some review on this Perma Blue. I've actually never used this before. This is a brand new bottle. There's actually a 9-step process right here on the bottle, so something to consider. I'm not going to do it on camera. It's going to take a while, but follow that process. It's going to really help with getting this all cleaned up nice, as well as kind of protecting it from rust with that open metal there. I take pretty good care of my guns, so I'm not gonna have too much of a problem there either way, but it'd be good to prevent that, so prevent some rusting. But well, thanks for watching, guys. Hope this helped. I haven't seen too many reviews about this, but this will work now in any of the Canik pistols and any of the Beretta 92 series or M9 pistols, which is awesome. So it's kind of a dual purpose 30 rounder if you want one of those. So well, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you have any questions below. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and have a good one.